Hi guys.
Hello. Ooh, hello. That's what I'm
better
going with now.
I like that one.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
I'm April.
I'm Haley.
What are we talking about?
Oh, jinx.
We are talking about, well, I think that a lot of you clicked again on this video because of the title. And we did title that because it's something that we're passionate about. So if you came on here wanting to hear something negative, you're not going to, but we are going to give you some real answers as to what LuLaRoe is. Like, is LuLaRoe a scam? I've heard this and this about it, and I've read this, and da-da-da-da-da. So we're here to give you some hard truths, some good truths, some honest truths about being a LuLaRoe consultant.
Yes.
Yes. And is it a scam? No.
No, we've both been with the company almost 2 years. April's 2-year date is today.
Yeah. Woo!
And I'm coming up on 2 years. So we've seen a lot of growth, and we've seen, how they've handled different challenges that have come along with a growing company. And so we're just here to share some info and answer some questions that we've seen people ask about the company. And
when people say, like, when you're searching, when you're looking into doing this business, of course you want to find out what you could possibly be up against. So some of these things, that's why we really felt passionate to get people to watch this video, and why we hope you watch it through to completion, because if you haven't yet, you will come upon negativity as you search this out and as you explore this possibility. And I think that you need to know the real truths of some of the things. So we actually just Googled the same thing, like, is LuLaRoe a scam, to see what some of the things are that pop up, and there's actually not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, not at all, actually, in the big scheme of things. I didn't think.
Yeah,
like, you can, if you
there
Google...
weren't a ton of things. But there were definitely,
there were concerns that pop up. And so, anyway, we'll just kind of go through those. One of the things that somebody said on one of the feeds was they claim to be American made, and they're not.
They did used to be made solely in the U.S. With the growth that they had to go outside of the United States. There weren't enough factories to keep up with their needs, and so they travel overseas and they find the best factories that are paying their workers a fair wage, and they're working in a good environment, and they're taking care of their factory employees. So every single factory they open, their designer flies out there and checks everything out and makes sure they're doing everything up to par. And so, no, not everything is made in the U.S., but a lot of it still is. But there is a lot made outside of the U.S. as well, just because of their growth. They just want to be able to give the consultants the products that they need, and that was their solution to doing that.
Yeah, they literally physically could not stay within the U.S.
Yeah.
It did used to be that way, but it's not anymore. And so I think that a lot of people will get upset because it did used to be something that
and
we
some
used
of the
to
tags
sell,
I get claims, U.S. company, U.S. made, and
that one might like solely made in the USA or something.
I said on tags, but I meant on some of
the materials,
the marketing materials.
Yeah, some of the marketing material is still floating around that says made in America, and that's not true anymore. They don't try and pretend that it's true anymore. It was true at one time, and it's not now.
Yeah, exactly.
That easy. They're also very passionate about blessing the lives of several others, not and where they got into the capacity that they could in America. They're very excited to be able to go to these other countries and pay them a very fair wage for their the expectation that they normally have there, and be able to really bless their lives as well. So It was actually a really cool experience when they made that transition. They shared it a lot with us consultants, and it was a neat thing to watch.
Yeah, the guy, so they're partnered up with a company that manages a lot of their production overseas. It's called My Dyer, and he just came and said he communicates a lot with those factories and those workers, and said that they just are so grateful for the opportunities that they've received as a result of LuLaRoe bringing their business overseas, and how it's blessing their families and their lives as well. So it's really a good thing you know, that they have done that. So,
agreed.
Not a thing to be worried about.
Not a scam. Used to be made in the U.S. Isn't now.
Not anymore.
Okay. Something about LuLaRoe that you should know. It was mentioned that they're the MLMs. You know, they come and they go and they tank and they're fat and then they leave, and that it's risky. And that's not the case, because why? What's the best thing about LuLaRoe?
They are debt-free, 100% debt-free.
You're 100% debt-free. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, amazing. And they have big plans for their future and for all of their consultants' future.
Mm-hmm.
So
one of these days we'll go international. Yep, it's still in its infancy. Absolutely.
There's only 40,000 consultants now.
Not 40 yet.
30 something.
33,000, I think.
And if you compare it to a lot of other direct sales companies that have been around for years and years, they're still just a baby of a company.
Mm-hmm. They say that under 250,000 in a direct sales company is like an incredible opportunity. Under 100,000 is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. So, and I'm gonna have to agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the fact that they're a debt-free company really helps keep them out of that MLM strong-arm, stronghold, where people think that it's just going to be a fad and then it's going to come and go. But our designer is very experienced. He's been in the fashion industry for a long time. So it's not like this company is just like a captainless ship. It's being steered by professionals that have been doing this kind of stuff for a long time.
Yeah. Deanna and Mark, the owners, they've done a lot of different networking businesses, similar to this. They were in Avon for a long time. And so...
Literally didn't know that.
Really? They talked about it at leadership. I think it was when you left that day that they talked about it. But yeah, they were in Avon for a long time and learned a lot of what they implemented into LuLaRoe from how Avon ran things, because they're a great company as well.
They've stood the test of time.
Yeah, they have million consultants, something like that.
I mean, the same with Mary Kay. I mean, Mary Kay has a bazillion, and there's still women every day that are earning free cars.
Yeah.
And that are becoming self-made millionaires, and they've been around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one thing. They're not a scam. They're not a regular direct sales. They're not yet going to be a fad.
Patrick is going to keep up on all of the trends, and everybody wants clothes, and we'll be buying clothes forever.
I hope so.
Unless we're all walking around.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
Okay. One of the things that's actually currently going on in LuLaRoe right now it's August 2016, in case this video stays up for a while.
Yes.
Is consultants dealing with back orders. And that's something that when we Googled it, a girl had actually just posted in a message board 2 weeks ago. And she was super frustrated and angry, and that there's back ordered or missing items from her box of orders, and or that it's taking a long time to ship was something she said as well.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing about that, is that that's true. That is something that we're experiencing right now. But having, like we said, we've both been with the company for 2 years. We've seen these hardships. We've seen these little bumps in the road that can come from being in a company that's still in its infancy. And our clothes, our handmade clothing, they're not, you can't just, Mark and Deanne, LuLaRoe, can't just go on a website and order 250 million Carly dresses from a manufacturer in China and have them next day aired. These are handmade garments that have to be made, and so keeping up with production, with the demand being what it is, has proven to have a couple hiccups in the road.
Yeah, Patrick tries to project what they should have in stock and order, and
right
sometimes
now,
it's not
everything
enough.
is in stock. I placed an order this morning, and everything is in stock. And I remember, last November, there was, so many things out of stock.
Yeah.
And it lasted a minute. It lasted a few weeks, and then it
scarce forever.
Oh yeah, that was a different thing.
Yeah.
So this one was just everything was out of stock because everybody was so excited and it was growing and there were new consultants, and so there was a ton out of stock.
Yeah.
And then that lasted a few weeks, and then it was better. And then when the leggings thing came and everybody was so crazy about leggings last year, then they were out of stock for a couple months, and then it got better. And then it was like the Q showed up, and then the Q got better. And then, you know, like, it was like the queue was like 3 months long, and then it was only 4 weeks long. And, you know, they get better. They get on top of it. Like, they're doing their best.
They just are learning as, like, they're just a family. Like, they're, I mean, there are professionals there, obviously, now that they've hired. But, like, they're just trying to
what she means by that is that they care.
Yeah.
Like, they're human beings, and they care. Like, this is the part where it's like, we're both, like, obviously, like, fiery, because... It's not like you can just order these garments. Like, they have to be made. They have to be, and they're doing their best to project.
Like, months, like 3 to 6 months in advance. Like, he's
like
already done all the Christmas and probably Valentine's Day orders are already sent over to be processed. So he just has to project what.
And he does a phenomenal job about it.
Yeah.
So
he does.
If there are a few bumps in the road, like, I would say, consider yourself lucky that you get to be here during the bumps in the road, because it will come a time when the infancy's over and when things will just even out and people will know of LuLaRoe and they'll be buying LuLaRoe, but that it won't be quite so like it is right now. Like, you know, they'll be able to predict it more, and the infancy in the next few years will be over, you know? And not that there won't always be an opportunity to be a consultant, but, you know, the styles will change and the prints will change and everything's going to change, but the infancy will end. And I, for one, am going to be really glad. I already am really glad that I'm part of it. Like, I'm fine with those bumps in the road. And, you know, we actually have a really great team that they've been really positive with it. It is hard. It's really, it can be frustrating. And another thing that girl mentioned in that same thread was like, they shove positivity down your throat, and they make it seem like a cult.
Yeah.
Well, that's a cult I'll belong to then. I mean,
they do. They do encourage us to be a creator and just, you know, instead of having something happening to us, to turn it into for us, right? Yeah. And so I think
learning patience,
that's always a good thing. You know, like practicing positivity, whether it's in LuLaRoe or out of LuLaRoe, like that's only going to bless your life and help you to be a better person and create a better environment for those around you. Just like living in that negative space and being frustrated, like that's okay for like a few minutes, but just living there day after day, and it's not going to do anything. Like, it's not going to get the clothes to your house. So just, I think, focusing on what you can do with what you have is important. Yeah,
absolutely. And to like learn to do that in every aspect of your life. Like, I really have learned to do that. Like, my marriage has gotten better since I've started LuLaRoe. I've become a better mother since I started LuLaRoe. Am I perfect by any means? No, but it has taught me to be like, you know, just to have a good environment, like to have a good presence about yourself.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they do encourage that. It's something that they talk about a lot. And actually, that was one of the things that when I Googled that it came up that like pros and cons on this website of pros and cons. It was like they actually really are phenomenal about training their consultants to be successful in the long term with the power of positivity and keeping yourself in a good headspace and, you know, being able to create an awesome business despite anything that happens to you. You know, we have so many of our top leaders that they really have gone through some really hard trials, and LuLaRoe's, you know, got them through it, and they've become successful with LuLaRoe despite those trials. And yeah, they really work hard to keep us all engaged in that positive headspace. Yes, but I can see how maybe if that girl's not being taken care of by her sponsor, why she's frustrated and what she's up against. You know, I know that that's not an easy place to be, but if you have a good sponsor that's like sharing their like their testimony of LuLaRoe and what they've experienced being here for a longer time than you, you know, hopefully you trust your sponsor enough to be like, all right, well, I guess I'll chill out for a minute since that's really the only thing I can do. You know, but to have your sponsor there to support you when you're going through something rough like that is important. But at the same time, like a positivity cult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and they talk about when you're going through something hard, they always say, like, reach up if you're in a hard place and reach down when you're in a good place.
Meaning your
like
team,
help
like your
help
upline.
Those under you that are struggling. And if you are not in a good place, then reach up. And that's what I do, like, with her. Like, I get frustrated by stuff too, but like, we just don't let each other stay in that space. So I think it's okay to vent your frustrations and have those negative moments, but I think you just have to keep, like, the grand picture and long-term vision of why you're doing LuLaRoe and where it's going.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I totally agree. And so, yes, so that also means it's not a scam.
Yeah.
Like, our owner, Deanne, was seriously, like, sobbing, like, I'm sorry, you guys. I know you're frustrated, like, on our home office update. Like, I wish I could snap my fingers. Hold on. Do you guys think I should cut my hair like this really fast?
It's kind of cute, though.
Could you comment, like, and subscribe if you think I should?
Long bob? I like it.
Like, is that out? Is that out?
No, I kind of like it. It looks
really
really pretty.
too. Okay, so that, yeah, I might do that.
I like that.
So she was crying. She was really crying.
Like, they care about their consultants, and they're not
about the almighty dollar.
They're
There's
more about,
zero
like,
scam that is involved with LuLaRoe. Like, that's really the truth. Can it be a hard gig sometimes? Yes, because you're busy, and it can be hard, and it can be taxing because you compare yourself to others, or you feel like you're not good enough or whatever. But, like, I know our team specifically works a ton on that, and we've had so many of our girls reach out and say how grateful they are that they've, you know, improved their life in several other ways, because, you know, we're just trying to teach what LuLaRoe is teaching us, and the culture that helps them to become, you know, more positive and peaceful in their lives and more successful as women and empowering each other. And we say a lot of these words a lot, but it's the real deal. It's not a scam. There's no parts of it that are a scam. They're nothing but, like, pure honest people.
They're changing lives, and we've seen it, like, with girls on our team, like, amidst the bumps in the road, like, people's lives are being changed every day, and it's changed my life, and April's, like, and it's changed us as people too. Like, there's just so much that you gain from it that those things don't become as big of a deal when you can focus on what you're getting out of it.
Yeah, I agree. It's up to you what you want to do with the opportunity that LuLaRoe provides, but there's nothing that about LuLaRoe itself that is anything other than pure and really, like, a beautiful movement. Like, Simon Sinek, if you guys know who that is, he is an inspirational speaker, and he spoke at our LuLaRoe convention. And, you know, maybe he opens up every convention this way, but he's like, this is something unique. Like, I know I can feel in this room that I'm part of, like, earth. What did he say? He was like an earth.
He's like something that's going to change the world. Like, something. The
perfect formula. With all of you women in here that are empowering each other. You know, I don't know. He said it very beautifully with a lovely accent.
Yeah.
But he said, I think what they have here is the formula for world peace.
Yeah, the formula for world peace.
And that was awesome. You know, and that's the truth. Like, they really do their best to really try and bring that out in each of us. They invest a lot of time and money in each of us to try and create that for their company. And they could just pull the plug and sell online or whatever without having to take care of all of these consultants. Just sell out to a big name brand or a big box store or whatever, and not have to deal with what it means to have all these consultants, and not have to pay them compensation, not have to do all that they do for us. And they don't, and they won't. And it's what her vision is, and it's what she's passionate about. So there's nothing that's a scam. If you guys come across anything negative while you're researching this company, I am not a liar. I'm a Scouts honored gal. But I didn't graduate from Scouts or anything. Or even Girl Scouts. But it's a good company. They're really, really great people. So,
yes.
Yeah. High five?
Yep. High five.
All right.
If you have any questions, you can reach out to us.
Yep.
LuLaAchievers.com is our website. Or
you can email us through our website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can email us or find us on Facebook. LuLaRoe Achievers. We're on there also.
That's true.
So, yeah, we'd love to chat more if you have any other questions.
Yeah.
Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys, and
we'll see you soon.
See you later.